Lesson 10.3. Before we begin, let's once again talk about our vocabulary. The word addend means any number being added together. Just like when you're talking about multiplication, you talk about the factors as being the numbers that you're going to multiply together. In this case, when you're adding, they're called addends. We can complete this process in 3 simple steps. So let's first look at step 1. We're going to model the addends and add the fractional parts. So if we're using this example, 1 7/8 plus 2 5/8, first thing we do is model what they look like. There's one whole part and then 7/8 of a part. And then we model the same thing with 2 whole parts and 5/8 of a part. All we're doing in step 1 is drawing a model. I think you guys can do that. Let's go to step 2. Step 2 says to regroup the fractional parts only. So for this one, we're looking at 7/8 and 5/8. So we add 7 plus 5 equals 12. So we're going to draw 12/8. 1/8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then when we look at them, we can see that we know 8/8 equals 1. So we count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we label that as 1. And then we count the remaining parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's left over would be 4/8. And we all know we need to simplify that and get 1/2. Then we go down to step 3, add the whole numbers. Now we need to make sure we add any whole numbers that we created in step 2. So this is what it looks like. Our original number, 1 7/8, we have the one whole number from the first number, plus 2 5/8. So we add 2 more whole numbers. And then in step 2, we added another 1 right there. So there's that 1. And we have the remaining 4/8 left over. So when we add up this whole thing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes and 4/8. So our answer for 1 7/8 plus 2 5/8 is going to equal 4 4/8, which we would simplify to 4 1/2. Let's take a look at the guided practice now. In the guided practice, we have 1 2/5 plus 2 4/5. So step 1, once again, is to model the addends. So we do that. We draw 1 2/5. Right here we have our 1 whole and our 2/5. Plus we have 2 here and 4/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 2 says to regroup the fractional parts. So that's what I did here. We have 2/5 plus 4/5. That's total 6/5. So we write them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that 5/5 equals 1. So we label that here. And we have 1/5 left over. So now we go to step 3 where we're going to add the whole numbers together. We have 1 for our first addend, 2 more for our second addend, and then in step 2 we got 1 more. So we add our 1 right there with our extra 1/5 left over. We count them up. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1/5 left over. So our answer is right here, 4 1/5. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.